delete some of that footage during the, after later, so then I'll be able to use them another time.
Right, yeah.
Just don't feel like doing that right now.
All right, yeah, mine about to start up now.
Okay. Seeing Babylon the Great be destroyed, that shit irritate these freedom fighters.
They say ain't like we reaching. It ain't like, there ain't no wars going on and everybody loves America.
Right. If you think Babylon the Great is the most popular fight one called country, you gotta be out your mind.
Rabbit ass man.
Right. Shalom. Back out here again on these highways ahead. Another opportunity to give diligence to make our calling and listen sure. Before we go any further, we're going to face the east. Give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Yahweh God. Another one from the apostles and them, the great millstone, the rule of teaching the truth in its entirety. Already shalom to all the other elders out here that's been pushing the same gospel throughout the four corners of the earth. True faith and sincerity, which is going to allow. Also go by hope, grace, and mercy.
Brother Live on YouTube on the side of David.
And we meet up with the power and spirit of Yahweh outside in Louisville, Texas. Before we get started, shalom to the brother Angel Pavilion. Shalom, Yahweh outside Rockadar. Shalom, ma. Yeah, we meeting up with the power and spirit of Yahweh outside. What a time to be alive. What a time to have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We continue to see this place going down. And before we get started, I want to say this right here. With all the things that's going on, I'm waking up every morning, what I'm saying? Please destroy this damn place. Please destroy this damn place. Every time we see something could possibly happen, I'm hoping like, man, destroy this place. But I was listening to a brother video last week, and I had shared it with the brother as well. It was the elder knocked the sock box. He said, "Don't be in your feelings." They was going live. He said, "Don't be in your feelings because y'all trying to destroy this place yet. What I'm saying? We gotta remain patient. And, what I'm saying? Just continue to fight the good fight of faith. It's gonna happen in due time. You don't want to get weary and fall out of this thing because it ain't happened yet. I just want to put that out there because, I'm scared to hell, still having to deal with this place, work and all that kind of stuff. Just hell, man. Just getting tired of being in this place. Seeing like, the people who mock and scoff us, they enjoying, they living their best life. But we know it's going to end soon.
And I got one right here. It says the Pentagon confirmed that an Iranian ballistic missile hit the U.S. Al-Udeid air base in Qatar during June strikes. Supposedly that's the biggest air base they got over there. And they said nothing about it. They said they intercepted all the missiles. But 2 weeks later, they admitted that an air base got hit. And then right after that, that's when Trump started talking about a ceasefire. So they got hit.
Oh,
now Trump want to say hold up for a minute.
Ceasefire after they got hit upside their damn head.
Yeah. And they say damage wasn't too bad, but they said but the point of the matter is they breached U.S. Air defenses.
You can never really believe what these damn devils tell you.
Yep.
they say it wasn't that bad, that means it was bad.
Yeah, yeah. And for them to admit it 2 weeks later,
Yeah.
probably got jacked up.
You know they have a way of not letting that media tell the truth over there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They comb through the media and only let what they want to get up come out and stuff. That's why, you know, they say that TikTok is officially going away in September, and Babylon the Great is replacing one. It's gonna replace it with their version of it. So guess what? All the stuff that's on TikTok, Babylon has rights to all of it now. TikTok going away. They gonna keep all the data and they gonna allow you to use their version of it. So all the money that's being made, they finna put their spin on it. You know what I'm saying? Money being made, it's gotta go through them. Of course, you know they gonna get a portion of it. You know.
Nice work.
Oh, nice. It's really just control.
Yeah.
You got all of a sudden they say that it ain't no what is his name? Epstein.
Yeah.
They say all of a sudden now it ain't no list.
Oh yeah, I've been
You know
hearing
what I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah.
It ain't no list. It says this is from the End Time headline. It says eyewitness testimony from Epstein victims directly contradicts what the government is telling us. You know, of course, you know Bill Gates, they all on that list and stuff. So it had to go away. You know, this bigger than Diddy, right?
Yeah. Man, you know, you got alligator Alcatraz, and they already using it. Migrants are already in there. They got horror stories. Somehow they ain't got no food, or the food got maggots and worms in it. They're not getting no showers, there's no water.
They got Edomites taking
Pictures by it,
taking road trips to go out there and take pictures by it and
smiling and cheesing.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
They literally, I gotta see the video. I know you told me to see it. You got it. They got
about to destroy America, we got this. Hey, remember the name of the Most High, Yahweh? Yahweh,
the world called God.
and then his son Yahweh Shah. Hey, pull up sometime, we go with depth with the names with you.
Okay, man, I'm gonna check y'all out. I gotta go to work.
Yep.
As soon as I get out, I'm gonna run through and check y'all
Hey,
out.
brother.
I'll
That's
be
the
on
best.
that. I can comment on it too, right?
Yup, you can ask questions, we get back with you. All right, Shalom. Let me see, they got incinerators.
Oh yeah.
That alligator Alcatraz. You know what they gonna do with them incinerators?
They ain't to make Kool-Aid.
They not to burn trash neither.
Right.
Cause what trash they got? Like they getting Amazon packages, homework, your mail, they ain't got nothing.
And I seen a video that a brother shared where they were deliberately choosing the biggest alligator and transporting and putting them in alligator Alcatraz. Like picking them up by frames and dropping them into the back of the semi. Taking them out.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
And there's been a lot of people getting shot and stabbed lately too. Getting shot at their job, stabbed on the job.
Got yesterday they had some protesters open up fire on ICE.
Yep.
Start shooting. They had it on video.
Was that Northern Kingdom or Southern Kingdom?
Northern Kingdom.
Beautiful. Then ICE, they going to farms. They still going to people's jobs, detaining them on the job.
I seen one brother one Issachar brother getting ready to sail away on a Carnival cruise ship. They showed up there. They had the police go on the boat, get him, and then distract him until ICE get there. Left his wife on the cruise ship and to sail out by herself. You know? Like, it's getting, how much money was it?
Bro, actually, bro, they got like 170 billion, bro.
Boy, they working overtime and everything.
I think like how it broke down, like somebody got some billions of dollars, but ICE themselves, they got like 170 billion. I seen a video, they said they about to arrest everybody now with their new money.
Oh yeah.
So, so-called blacks next.
Oh man, they know once they know, once they get the green light, come after Jake, they gonna really be happy.
Yeah, that's what
really
they waiting
happy,
on.
man.
That's the target. Or that's the prize. But what else going on? Hey, the war's still going on. Economy still collapsing. They set up this digital cashless society. Pretty much just waiting on the right crises to start to happen. Oh, somebody died of the bubonic plague out there in Arizona. Hey, so Lord willing, hey, that increase. Get some pandemic lockdowns or something, Lord. Anything. All the brother, some stores that's closing.
Oh yeah. Out here where we at, in the city where I live, they closing down. I know brothers is all throughout the four corners of the earth, so some grocery stores y'all probably don't have that we have. But it's a grocery store out here called Tum Thum, and you know, big chain grocery store, and they closing 2 of those in the same city. You know, and I asked the lady, are y'all opening up somewhere else, getting a new location? And the lady was like, nah, sales just ain't what they used to be. So they closing them down, and these not no stores that's in Jake neighborhood. These is like stores that's in Edomite and stuff like that. Moab neighborhood, this what Moab, Elon, this where they stay out here. Them grocery stores they shop at. Going out of business, man. You know? So it's a beautiful thing, man. The Lord ain't never stopped working. You know, Babylon the Great is going out of business sign over his head, man.
That's it. With that new bill, they talking about hospitals, health clinics gonna close. So that's a lot of your nurses and healthcare providers. They used to be one of the best careers you could have in America. Be part of the healthcare industry, medical field, being a nurse. Hey, grocery stores gonna close, but they cutting SNAP benefits, food stamps, Medicaid and Medicare. That's how a lot of people get paid. So it's gonna have a domino effect.
People who got rental, people who own houses, rental houses, and they got them on Section 8. You know what I'm saying? People who stand up probably only paying $43 a month, but the government is paying them, you know, whatever they want. So they rent out to be used on Section 8. All that's gonna go. You know? All that is about to cease to exist. This is from the End Time Headline Story. A massive fleet of Chinese tank boats says massive fleet of Chinese tank boats take to water as Taiwan launches largest ever war drill. Hey man, hey, you can't drown out the sound of the war drums that's going on all throughout the four corners of the earth. You know, and although we only see it on these social media outlets and on news and stuff like that, because you know we in Babylon the Great. But just imagine over there in all those other countries and stuff. Tensions are high. You know, I saw this video this week where people who's supposed to be going over there giving aid to the people over there in Gaza, it's fake. They got the kids standing up with food, like they giving them aid. As soon as the camera stops taking pictures, they take it back and, you know what I'm saying, tell the kids to get the hell out of here. You know
devil, bro.
A damn devil. Then they had another one where Israel, this was like 2 days ago, those small headers unleashed another attack on the camp. Man, smashed them kids, man. Smashed them. You know, they try to aid them after something like that happens, boom, they get hit again. You know, I saw a thing where it's just 8 children unalive. You know what I'm saying? Side by side. Limbs gone. They still died because they still alive because they bled out and stuff like that. Damn devil, man.
I seen something wait.
No, you got it. Oh no, that was it.
Okay, yeah, I was weird that the farmer did a video that Iran gonna buy like 150 jet fighters from China. They gonna get 40. What they gonna get? They gonna get the 5th generation jet fighter, which is pretty much the top of the line right now. Like Russia, America, they got their own 5th generation fighter, and they say whatever going on between Pakistan and India, I didn't know this. That European jet fighters was over there, and the Chinese jet fighters shot them down.
I
ain't even know that. But yeah, Iran, they already a force not to be messed with just on ground.
Right.
You know what they missing.
Right.
But now they're gonna have top of the line jet fighters.
Yeah. People gotta stop thinking like Iran is a country where people they walk around with no shoes on. You know what I'm saying?
On a camel.
Yeah, on a camel. No, man. Their money is getting spent on technology.
Yeah.
You know? Lucy says if Australia moves closer to cashless society. And I seen this one video how the brother was in New York and you had to scan, you gotta at least scan, it's something you gotta scan to even get inside the grocery store. You know? That's hey man, we living in some beautiful times. The Whole Food out over there about where I used to work at, they already got little palm readers up at the Whole Food grocery store. And then when I tried to ask them questions about them, they blew me off. Was like, well, you can pay the regular way too. She didn't even want to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Maybe because she saw I was good. You got all those hoods going on.
Oh, yeah.
And they was accusing the Rainmaker CEO that they were doing that. You know what I'm saying? But he says Rainmaker CEO denied cloud seeding caused Texas flood. And I seen a camp house in the water, just surfing, full of people. They screaming. You see they flashlights in there, and look, the house is easing on down the river, man.
Damn.
And the people who was on the side watching them, there wasn't nothing they could do. It was pitch black out there. Like pitch black.
You see some flashlights in
You
there
see the
spinning.
flashlights spinning, man. You know what I'm saying? Just washing on down the line. And they said that camp is has some elite children that's been going there for years.
Yeah, hers was really mom telling me that it's a camp for rich Edomites.
Yep, rich Edomites, man.
And find out like that camp supposed to be like where they had slaves, they was hanging us, pretty much a burial ground for our people.
Instead of being taught math, they being taught how to use power, how to how to use their power in society and stuff. They ain't going to the boy put 6 times 6. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They learning economics early.
Yeah.
Did you see the robot that they had working? It was working for 15 minutes and it caused itself to unalive itself.
Oh no.
The robot did not want to do continuous work. It didn't want. It was programmed to just take boxes off shelf, put it on the assembly line, and then they had it in a display showing how it works, so companies can start buying it. Hey, after 15 minutes, the robot unalived itself.
The robot said to hell with this.
The robot said, hell no, you better get Jake to do that.
Hey, it's funny, I just the same pressure making the wise man mad. When they make these robots artificially intelligent, these robots got wisdom now. Robots got mad. Like, I'm not doing this. Self-delete activated.
It says Israel says some of Iran's underground uranium stockpile was not destroyed and threatens to strike base again.
They said some of it was, none of it was
None
destroyed.
of it was destroyed, man. None of that was destroyed. But you know what? You know who don't give a damn? Joshua. Jake don't give a damn about none of that. I have yet to had a conversation with anybody, you know what I'm saying, in my family, co-workers, people at the grocery store. Ain't nobody talking about that, man. They talking about, you heard TikTok finally getting banned, what we gonna do? Just folly, man. A whole bunch of nothing.
get into the lesson now. Shalom to my brother Shalom, to my brother Enos, brother Yahweh, brother Iwana the car, daughter Yahweh, the brother Tabak Sanah. Yahweh Tabak Sanah, Sabrata Dami. Now I think the title of the lesson, they despise government. So pretty much the Lord is setting up a new government here in the earth. And 2/3 of our people, they despise what the Lord is doing. And that new government that's being set up is within the ministry. 144,000 of us brothers is going to be part of that government. And our people despise it. That's why we go to the Elder Manak's page. It's happening multiple times today. You put up a video of more people scoffing. They say we in the park. They say we idolize our race. We spreading hate. And we done brought this up many times, but it's happening more and more. People talking about why they left, and now you got people talk about, yeah, I just had my first encounter with the Israelites. Some people say, you know, they engaged us in a debate just for the hell of it. You know, and pretty much they be mad at the things we say, but it's not our word. We go out the Bible.
Get mad at us.
That's what I was going to say. They despise government, and for that reason, they're going to be destroyed. Because what our people despise is order. It's good to speak about a place without any order. Our people don't like order. So if they're going to get in line, they're going to have to die. And the government that the Lord has set up in the earth is an extension of the government in the heavens. So it's going to be established under Yahweh Shah, who the world calls Jesus. Now we're going to get into some of this.
First precept is coming from the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, starting at verse 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
So the godly, which will be the elect, they're going to be delivered out of temptation. That's to contribute to their salvation. But now it starts speaking about the unjust, the 2/3 of our people who must be punished. That's what it's talking about now.
Verse 10. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness and despise government, presumptuous are they, self-willed, they are not afraid to speak evil on dignity.
So yeah, the unjust, the ungodly of our people, that's going to be judged and punished, says they walk after the flesh, after the lust of uncleanliness. Pretty much, they doing what they want to do.
Especially here in Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
Do as thou wilt, spirit.
Yeah, live your best life, you only live once. They do what they want to do. So what it say? They despise government. So pretty much, they despise order, rules, regulations. It says presumptuous are they, self-willed. And then what it say? They are not afraid to speak evil dignity. So what? They speak out against the Lord. When they speak out against his ministry, his word they be bringing out. That's the dignities they speak out against.
There's no shame here.
Yep.
No shame. Women married, moving out the house with their husband, moving in the house with another man.
Yep.
This ain't they giving what's her name? Cardi B. They praising her.
Oh yeah.
Give her praise. I see men posting her on social media like, hey, she warmed my heart with this one. Like, man, come on. That's some BS. I ain't gonna say that shit on mine.
Yeah.
What's his name? That football player. He done stopped dealing with her and said her BBL stink.
Oh,
Said you can smell it before she even come in the room.
damn, man. Yeah, it's been videos coming out like that. Them BBLs got a bad smell from them. That's one of the problems. Because the Lord said in the book of Isaiah, instead of a sweet smell, there'll be a stink. So So if they already stinking now, how they gonna be smelling in Jacob's trouble?
Right. Oh.
We ain't gonna have no access to, to clean water like that. So, yeah, unless the Lord, allows you to find it.
Man.
But yeah, again, scripture say, those who must be punished, they walk according to the lust of the flesh, they despise government. And they are not afraid to speak evil with dignity. So they're not afraid to speak against the Most High in the order that He's setting up in the earth. And this government that the Lord is setting up in the earth is with men. That'll be the 144,000. We're going to show who will be here in the earth. The government that the Lord is setting up, it's not going to magically appear in the kingdom of heaven. It will be established here now in the last days. So people, speak out against what they call black Hebrew Israelites, speak out against the ministry. They scoffing. It ain't us that you complain against and speak against.
What they say, don't kill the messenger.
Oh yeah. And that's what they're gonna try to do too. Yeah.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, starting at verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given.
That's the Son of God, that's Yahweh, what the world calls Jesus.
And the government shall be upon his shoulders.
See that the government is gonna be upon his shoulders. So the Lord is gonna establish his government here in the earth. Because this ain't even our government.
Right.
No, this is the Lord doing it. The Lord is setting this up.
Right.
People think that we just like-minded brothers, we mad at the black woman, or we failures in the society. So we get the Bible and start cussing out people.
This is all part of prophecy.
Yeah, this is all part of prophecy. This is the kingdom be bugging me out. They say, niggas be scoffing. They be like, yeah, the last time we seen him, he was on the corner wearing a dress. This is not the white man with the Bible. Because I seen that. A black woman said that we had too many failed attempts.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we resort to this. No, this ain't even a bus. And we gonna show that the Lord is setting all this up.
One of these ain't no dresses.
Right.
They use every little opportunity to downplay and destroy brothers.
Yeah.
That's why I can't listen to that's why I don't listen to mainstream music and stuff like that no more, man. It's just all about downing us, man.
Yeah.
Right? And the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
And that's Yahweh Shah.
Verse 7, of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end.
So this is going to be a righteous government that's going to establish righteousness and peace in the earth. And this government that the Lord is setting up, there's going to be no end to it.
No end to
It's
it.
going to be an everlasting system being set up here in the earth.
That
An extension of the heavens.
Like that alone, no ending to it. That knocks my socks off right there.
Can't comprehend.
Can't even comprehend it. Even if you try to see it and be like, okay, let me just give it some deep thought. You can't even comprehend that. No ending to a beautiful thing. Like no ending to a righteous rulership. Like we ain't never experienced something that never ends.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of gonna be like we just can't comprehend it like the brother said.
So yeah, the Lord is setting up a thing that's going to last forever. And this is going to be, this is the future. This represents eternity. This old government, the old way of doing things, that's all going to pass away. And the people that continue to reject this is because you want to stay with the old. So you're going to pass away with it.
Out with the old, in with the new. they wish they can look skip past that.
Mm-hmm.
No, we want that to come.
We see a lot of things too. People admit me in their videos when they scoff, they say, I know I'm an Israelite, but they still gotta complain. What they is, they Israelites with a Christianity twist. So they still hold on to their mindsets and them ways of believing and thinking, and they try to merge it with this. Now that's unacceptable by the Lord. You can't put old wine in a new bottle.
Book of Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 7. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon the kingdom to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this.
Okay, see that? It said the increase of his government and peace, there should be no end. On the throne of David. And what it say? To order it and to establish it. Let's get some of these words. Let's get the word established. So this word established, it says to uphold. Let me look up the definition of the word established.
This is the book of this is a Google definition of established. It says having been in existence for a long time and therefore recognized and generally accepted.
Yep. Yep. Then some similar words. It says to set up, start, to begin, to initiate, to create. So the Lord is establishing, he's creating a new government here in the earth. Like the brother saying, that government not going to magically pop up in the kingdom of heaven. No, it will be in the earth in the last days. It says to build, to construct, to lay the foundation. And who's that foundation? That chief cornerstone, Yahweh. It's that foundation we build on. So the Lord is establishing or creating, bringing forth, setting up, starting, beginning a new government here in the earth. But it said he would establish it and he will order it. Now let's get this word order. You can look at that word too. So the word order, it says to be stable, to be established, to be fixed, to be secure, to be directed. And what are we being directed by? Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Through his word. It says to be prepared. So when you prepare anything, it don't just naturally pop up. And that's a process. Like when you prepare a meal, you don't just open the refrigerator and the meal prepared already there. You gotta prepare it. So the Lord is preparing for ordering his government that he's establishing in the earth. It says to be arranged. So the Lord is working on brothers' minds, moving brothers around. Got brothers growing in wisdom.
The work got to be put in.
Yeah, that's it. Some work got to be put in.
This is Google definition of the word order. It says the arrangement or disposition of people or things in relations to each other according to a particular sequence, pattern, and method.
Yep. And what's that sequence, pattern, and method? It's being Yahweh Shah being a standard or a prototype. Goes on here, it says to fix, to make ready, to furnish, to provide.
Set up.
Yep.
Also means set up, system,
Yep.
organization,
Yep.
structure.
Yeah, so there, you know, when you, it says to arrange. So like the brother say, an order, things got to be in a particular order. This government gonna be ran in a particular way. It's not gonna be a free for all like America is. Let's go through real quick. I think it's Psalms 85:14. Yeah, the Lord is establishing and ordering a government here in the earth. And that's why we bark at you, the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why we judge what's wrong and what's right. And it's not our judgment, it's according to the word.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 85, and verse 14.
89 and 14.
The book of Psalms chapter 89 and verse 14, and it reads, Justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne. Mercy and truth shall go before thy face.
And that's going to be how that government is established here in the earth. Righteous, justice, and judgment. That's how it's going to be ordered. And the Lord's setting that up now.
Sure. Whether if you can see it or not. And also like us being out here, brothers all throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. A lot of people just can't get with it. It actually like angers them.
Yeah.
You know, like I wish they would just go away. You know what I'm saying? They just wishing we would just go away. No. This is set up by something above us.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And your feelings, this is set up by the power. You know what I'm saying? The power, his instructions are way above your feelings. Just want us to go away, just want this to go away because it don't sit well with you. Hey, that ain't got nothing to do with the Lord, man. You know, you don't understand and you don't believe this because this is how it was set up for you too. Not to believe, not to understand. So the judgment that's gonna be set up, that's gonna be for you. The mercy is gonna be set up for those who believe, those who fear. The ones who y'all about to me outside don't have mercy on. You know, your feelings don't have. I seen this picture. It was somebody standing, and it was on the entire headline. There was a person standing at the edge of the cliff, and it was a word pointing to that person. It says your feelings, and then it was a big hand about to thump him off the cliff, and it said the Bible. Like the Bible don't have nothing to do with your feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what the Lord want to do.
This is what the Lord want to do. Like you can't trump that.
But Isaiah 55 say, let the wicked man forsake his thoughts. Because the Lord, King of Kings, when the king do something, you're not worried about what those under him talking about.
He ain't concerned with no peasant.
And like the brother say, hey, this is above us.
Next precept is coming from the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of the prudent man is well ordered.
Who's that wise judge? Yahweh. That will instruct his people. What is he instructing us with? With the word. All statutes and commandments, the wisdom that's found in the book. Wise judge will instruct his people. The government of the prudent man is well ordered. So this government that the Lord establishing in the earth, that's going to be everlasting peace and righteousness in the earth, is going to be well ordered. You know, it's not going to be a free-for-all. It's not going to be chaotic. It's not going to be all over the place. Kind of like the government here in America. The president can come in and do one thing, then the next president can come and do the totally opposite. That's not going to be the case in the kingdom of heaven. The laws forever changing like they doing now. Hey, the law endure forever. Paul said we don't make void the law, we establish the law. And that's happening now. The scriptures speak about rehearsing the righteous acts. So it's like we auditioning for that top spot in the kingdom of heaven. Really, you know, even before that, before having any spot, we auditioning for our salvation. Trying to show the Lord, this is why you should save me.
Right.
The scripture says, seek out your own salvation. So it's about that first.
Keep me.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny how they call like women that's humbling themselves, they call them pygmies. Yeah. And that's what we are to the Lord.
Please pick me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, not on the left hand side, not in a bad way, but I hope I'm getting on the Lord's nerves. You know? I hope he continuing to hear my cry. You know what I'm saying? I hope he continuing to hear my prayer.
And the Lord said give him no rest day and night.
Right.
So he make us the praise in the earth. So yeah, that's the right spirit. But yeah, that wise judge is Yahweh's side first, and then he's instructing us to be wise judges under him, so that the government will be well ordered, firmly established. No corruption. You know, you got certain political leaders in this system, they trying to outdo one each other.
Yep.
They stealing money, they money laundering. They got backdoor under the table deals. It's gonna be none of that.
Making campaign videos about each other and stuff. Hey, man.
Oh, this pretty much are this videos. Hey, that's funny. And we even see that going on in the ministry. That's what it is. Brothers be campaigning against one another. But yeah, the government of a prudent man is well ordered. So yeah, the Lord is that wise judge. He's instructed his men in the earth, the 144,000, to be wise judges under him. And what's the instructions? It would be his word. Now, hey, not our feelings. I'm sorry, but you know, not our feelings, not what we think, none of that. Strictly the word. The word don't change.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of Psalms, chapter 2, and verse 10. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed of the earth.
See that? It says, be wise, therefore, you kings. Be instructed, you judges of the earth. And we just got Sirach 10:1, a wise judge will instruct his people. He's instructing us in the ways of righteousness and wisdom to be kings and judges here in the earth.
Lord is not telling you to be wise while you sitting up in a college class listening to your instructor.
Yeah.
Hell, this ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, that wisdom not gonna make it into the kingdom of heaven. The Lord said, be wise, you kings, and you judges of the earth. So letting you know that government that the Lord is instructing and establishing will be among men here in the earth. And they found in his ministry. And we're going to show more of that. As the Lord is instructing us to be kings and judges. And that's a bad combination. A king and a high priest.
Still in the book of Psalms, chapter 2, and verse 11. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling.
And that's pretty much, you know, serves up, you know, the wisdom that the future kings and judges of the earth will have. They will serve the Lord with fear. Which is the beginning of wisdom, which is the beginning of being accepted by the Most High. But yeah, be wise, be instructed, you kings and judges of the earth. Now we're going to go a little further to show this will be among men. And it's happening now. We're being instructed right now. Because before you get a car, you gotta be taught, you gotta be instructed how to drive. Right. Or you running into a ditch. The Lord gave us the kingdom now. We'll mess it up.
We knew that we was part of the elect. We'll mess it up.
Yeah. So before you receive anything of value, you gotta be instructed on how to maintain it.
Regulations.
Yeah.
You can't run stop signs.
Yeah.
You know, you can't speed. You can't drink and drive.
They got the manual for maintenance. You read the laws and commandments.
You gotta have insurance on the vehicle to put it on the road.
Yeah.
You can't just be living your life reckless trying to serve y'all by seeing y'all yourself.
Yeah, so the Lord is instructing us to be wise kings and judges here in the earth, so that the government that the Lord is establishing will be well ordered, firmly established. There ain't gonna be no flaws, there ain't gonna be no holes in the system. Right here you can get around the law, there ain't gonna be none of that.
Can't pay nobody off.
Yep, that's right, yep.
You know, You can't bribe nobody.
Yep.
So glad, because Esau, man, they find a way to bribe everybody. They find a way to get behind the scenes, own the rights to stuff that you created. Like,
oh yeah,
man, I'm so like how like this. Those small haters over there blowing those people over there in Gaza to smithereens, right? They give Babylon the Great, giving them all the weaponry. They got their back if somebody else try to come up against them, and guess what? Even in the media, they still don't condemn those small haters. They don't say nothing about that. But let Africa find some gold.
They don't want to share it.
They don't want to share.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got. You're gonna see a meeting on C-SPAN. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be having talks about what's going over there in Africa and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like, just so glad that this snake can't wiggle his way up out of this right here, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just so glad it's coming. They rulership is coming to an end.
So just no rest there. This whole nation is a scam.
Yeah.
You can never really kick your feet back in this place. The kingdom ain't gonna be able to do that.
Man.
And even the other nations, after they 1,000-year captivity,
They gonna be understanding like this is why these people supposed to be in leadership.
Yep. And they gonna understand why we put that ride on. Which will be the word.
They gonna be like, oh man, so you mean to tell me this? We wasn't supposed to be eating food that say chicken, but really it got pork in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I used to always see though when I was young, when I was first moved out here, I was younger. I was working at Walmart, and I used to always see Elon them reading the back of the ingredients and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They always would just, before they put something in their buggy, they would always read the back of the instructions. So this guy that worked there, he was Elon as well, and I asked him, why do these people do that? He grabbed some off the shelf and he started going down saying like, what you shouldn't be consuming. Of course, I wasn't in the truth then, so like, he was showing me that pork. See, I always thought that pork can only be in meat products. You know what I'm saying? But he was showing me how like, no, pork is in everything. You know what I'm saying? They put pork inside of some breads and all that kind of stuff. He said, so that's why we check the back of the label and stuff. We know that what all these other words, pork is pork is a national preserve. You can put it inside just about anything to make it last even longer. So that's why you can have a bag of Skittles on the shelf for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Because they got pork in it.
And that's why I said the government, kingdom of heaven, gonna be well ordered. You ain't back to check no ingredients list to see if there's anything in it you ain't supposed to have. One of the many scams that take place in America. Now what? You got chemical addiction to the foods, diabetes, heart disease, cancer. There's gonna be many benefits to the kingdom. Brother was talking about these are the commandments that lead to life. Simply keeping the commandments, you live a longer life.
Can you imagine what your first cup of cold, clean water in the kingdom gonna be like? Good.
I'm gonna pull my eye. You see anything? Motherfucking Esau took the motherfucking.
A robotic mosquito.
Yeah, for real.
Good. So that's why we got to get up out of this place, man.
Yeah, man, you get attacked all the time, bro.
Always being attacked.
They got shit in the food, something just flew in my eye. That shouldn't even happen.
You remember how when we was coming up, I always used to see commercials saying that they would always say that it's wrong how they putting things that make you addicted to cigarettes, like the nicotine inside of the cigarettes. But then here we are, 2025. They got stuff inside your that make you addicted to that stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
That was unheard of. That was unheard of. I ain't never knew that we had. I ain't knew we lived in a country where your own government is
and they'll pass it to our seed. And so they don't permanently damage and defile and contaminated all life on earth. But again, Psalms 2:10, be wise now, therefore, O you kings, be instructed, you judges of the earth. So we the future kings and judges of the earth, and we being instructed. And what we practicing is instructing others. Not based on our word, but the word of the wise judge himself. Yahweh Shah. Because again, we just rehearsing the righteous acts. Like when you get a car, you gotta drive it, you gotta rehearse driving. You gotta practice. And then preparing to give you the vehicle. We rehearsing on how things are gonna be ordered and established in the kingdom of heaven. After enough practice, the Lord gonna give us that kingdom.
Them the keys I want to get.
Oh yeah.
Them the real keys.
Yeah.
Not the keys to the Benz or the 745 or the lake house.
Yeah, the key gonna stop working in a couple months.
It's temporary.
Yeah.
You don't pay
Everything
you don't pay your taxes, you're gonna lose the house.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? The car gonna break down.
Yeah.
We want that incorruptible crown.
Yeah. Everything will be everlasting in the kingdom.
Next precept is coming from the book of Revelation, chapter 5 and verse 9. And it reads, and they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wasn't slain, and hast redeemed with thy power by the blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
So he'll be redeemed by the blood of Yahweh Shah, his people. These wise future judges and kings, that was all made possible through the blood of Yahweh Shah. He had to make that sacrifice for us to then establish his government that's going to be here in the earth.
Verse 10, and has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth.
And by that sacrifice, the Lord said his blood will be being covered by it. Now we got this opportunity, forget once in a lifetime, once in all the creation, opportunity to be made kings and priests or kings and judges here in the earth. Just as the Lord is ruling in the heavens, he's going to make us to rule in the earth under his order. So the government that the Lord establishing, it will be among men here in the earth, and the world, they looking at their future kings and judges.
Yeah, but let Rome Brisha be told that you know when she's seeing the men on the highways and byways teaching the gospel, that you looking at your future kings.
Yeah, they'll laugh.
They'll laugh.
Like, nigga, please.
Get your ass, you know what I'm saying?
Go get a job.
They'll think of a new cuss word to call you.
Oh, yeah.
You know? But let us be some Edomites out here doing it. Traffic will be backed up. You know what I'm saying? The cops will be having direct traffic. People will be standing out here. And, come on, man.
Yeah.
What Kevin Hart always say after some racial profiling go on. The world just need more love. We need more love. They'll never say nothing like, man, they can't keep on killing us like this or something like that. They just be like, the world needs more love. Yeah, that love got us on that boat. That love got us right on that damn boat.
Yeah, love got us in captivity. Loving other nations than they God. Now look at it.
Now we just a TikTok sensation to Babylon the Great.
Yep. Yeah, Lord is establishing us to be kings and judges that we reign here in the earth. Yeah.
All right, moving on. Next precept of the week is coming from the book of Revelation, chapter 2, and verse 26. And he that overcomes and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nation.
Keeping his works. What is that? Feeding the sheep, warning the people,
Right.
rehearsing the righteous acts, making your body a living sacrifice,
Right.
enduring unto the end.
That ain't got nothing to do with feeding Edomites you see, that ain't got nothing to do with going to Sunday church, putting 10% of your paycheck in there. You know what I'm saying? Letting your pastor tell you how to run your house. But that ain't got nothing to do with that, man.
Yeah, community service.
Community service.
Yeah, Lord, what if this brother make it? Hey, everybody, they ain't doing nothing but staring. That the world don't even know they looking at their future kings and judges.
Hey, a lot of y'all about seeing y'all outside. Right before we started Chris Live button, we had 2 Edomites come up. They say they just had some questions on what we were doing while we were talking to them. Another Edomite pulled up and said, well, they say they always see us out here. But another Edomite pulled up with 4 things of water. He was like, I just want to get y'all some water. I always see y'all out here. He put an umbrella and everything for the sun. You know, like, we pick, what do you say, pick me?
Oh, yeah,
Hey, man, we trying our best to be big, you know? Chariots of salvation full of all hell breaking loose. Like, we stopping in our tracks, like, me, you know, we trying to get the hell up out of here, man. We know this is temporary, man. All this stuff is temporary. I don't care if you still got a job to go to. Yeah, I'm good. I ain't on my phone, right?
Yeah, I thought I heard something.
Yeah, me too. Yep. Verse 27. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessel of the potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father.
So we're going to rule the nations just as Yahweh Shah was given that position from his father. The Lord will give us that same position under him. So the Lord raised up the position, Yahweh Shah, and the Lord is instructed in raising us up, and it's going to give us, you know, to be joint heirs to the kingdom. Joint heirs, joint rulers to the kingdom. Yeah, let's get that Psalms 2 and 10.
Yeah. All right. Again, Psalms 2 and verse 10. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth.
Yeah, so now when we go to this word wise, when it says be wise, it says to be circumspect, to be wise, to understand. Understanding comes from what? The scriptures. And the Holy Spirit working on it says to have insight, to consider. It says to have comprehension. Hey, now we have insight and comprehension to what the Lord is doing. Now we understand what the Lord is doing, why he has particular commandments. Like the brothers talk about no pork in the food. Now we understand why women's supposed to be covered.
Right.
Now you don't have fathers taking care of babies that's not theirs. You're not going to provoke a man to lust of the flesh because your stuff is all out.
Right. This definition of wise, having or showing experience, knowledge, and good judgment.
Yeah, so the Lord is making us wise. He's giving us experience. The wise, it also says to guide, wisdom. It says to prosper, to have success. Because that's what comes with wisdom. Because to say wisdom brings us up to a kingdom.
Knowledge, informed, enlightened, sharp, prudent, discerning, insightful.
instructing us on how to be wise. We get the experience we needed here in America, rehearsing the righteous acts. Get that experience of wisdom now, so that we could be worthy to receive the kingdom of heaven.
They gotta get the last say-so in Babylon.
Oh yeah, for real.
Gotta get the last say-so. All right, next precept is coming from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, starting at verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of the prudent man is well ordered.
So we see now the Lord is instructing us to rule over the nations.
Right.
We're going to receive the heathen as our inheritance.
It says the government of a prudent man is well ordered. That don't fall under the same lines as Donald Trump or sleepy, creepy Joe Biden, man.
Yeah, because there's no order with them.
Ain't no order with them, man. You know, I thought we supposed to be united. The United States is supposed to be united.
Oh yeah.
Biden got rules while he got some agendas while he in office. As soon as Trump get in office, he got his own set of rules. You know, but for the most part, Trump taking the cake, boy. He doing what he say he gonna do, ain't he?
Oh yeah.
We loving that though. We don't get it twisted. We love how Trump moving out here. We love how Putin moving out here. We love how those small headers moving out here. We loving all that. You know, it's prophecy. We loving all that.
If anything, this is the divided states of America.
Right.
And another thing, to speak about Satan, Satan cast out Satan, a house or a kingdom divided cannot stand. And that's why the kingdom of heaven is going to be well ordered. As the brother say, it's going to be no division. There's no division. It's going to be impossible to overthrow, impossible to fall. If this place is divided, so it's destined to fall.
Sure. Reading on verse 10, so I'm still in Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
As the judge of the people, so are his officers. You got a wicked judge, a wicked ruler, it's going to be a wicked government.
Yep.
With that wicked government, you're going to have a wicked people in the earth. But if you got a righteous judge, you're going to have righteous officers, a righteous government. That's going to run the earth in righteousness. And then you have righteousness in the earth. The stuff you see going on in the hood amongst our people, happen all the way up top. That's why you got something, Epstein Island list. All the adultery and sexual immorality and freak off that happened in the hood, that happened in the Oval Office. They got a whole island for it. Our people stealing, drug dealing, you start do that on the global, worldwide level.
Man, on the global, man, metric tons of drugs.
Yeah.
I know kilos,
Our people,
metric tons.
yeah. Our people scam their bank accounts and credit cards. You saw the white man got whole corporations. Because again, as the judge of the people, saw his officers and all they that live under him.
You think scamming is a small level thing. This place got the CIA.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They can go up inside other countries and throw a whole government.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And no word can ever be uttered about it. It's just a system that goes into effect and it does what it does.
Yep.
You know? The things that we do, not us, but the things that's carried out on a small level, man, is exactly what it's called, a small level, man.
Yeah.
They deem you as a criminal, man.
Yeah.
You know, Jake get 10 years for selling a pound of weed, you know, but Esau has sold metric tons of drugs. How it's getting over here?
Yeah.
You know, they say that in the movies, and this has been the saying for years, but it's true. We don't own no boats. We don't own no airplanes, you know. And have you ever seen that show Snowfall?
No.
So Snowfall is a show, but it was a true story. They just switched it up a little bit to make it a series. Rick Ross, not the rapper, the real Rick Ross.
Yep.
He got his name from that guy. He was getting his drugs from the government.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They get him the drugs, he sell them, he get them the money, and they was funding the wars over there like Nicaragua and stuff.
Yeah, the cartel, they pretty much trained in the CIA over them.
Yeah.
CIA allowed that to destroy our community. As a judge of the people, as far as his officers, all they that dwell under him. You got a wicked judge, you have a wicked ruler, you're gonna have a wicked civilization of people. That's not gonna be the case in the kingdom of heaven. That there's gonna be well ordered.
So now you think about it, I wake up that morning, the day you thinking about getting out of line, and somebody is so go already to punish your ass.
Oh yeah, yep.
What do I do? Don't worry about it. We ain't making no mistakes. Get your ass over there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cam, get him.
Yep, no freebies.
Next precept is coming from the book of Isaiah, chapter 2 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountains of the Lord's house shall be established in the tops of the mountains.
The mountains represent kingdoms of government.
Yep.
In the last days, the mountain of the Lord, or the government of the Lord that he sent up here in the earth will be established. It's happening now. So this ain't just a bunch of guys on the street corner because they upset at the work.
Right.
You know, you didn't get a certain job, you got a failed marriage. You know, it ain't got nothing to do with that, bro. And people say anything to try to make sense of why we out here.
Yeah, keep the narrative going up so we really be out there telling the truth.
Yeah. And what it is, people don't like order. But yeah, to come to pass in the last days, that the government of the Lord's house will be established in the tops of the mountains. And that top government right now is America. So the Lord has erected another government right here in the lands of our captivity. That's why it's easy to pass by you. That's why people don't see you.
That's why it's easy, you right, to look over.
Yep.
So that's why it's so easy to pull up. It's a red light to either not pay us no attention or make a joke about it.
And then smash off on the gas.
Right.
We had that for a minute. Remember that chicken Mustang?
Let's see it. We ain't seen it.
Hey, she was one of them articles that we read about.
Crash that motherfucker.
Or she done got the chain. Like ice.
She this far.
Yeah. She may be one of the ones that got dropped off the airplane.
I ain't grabbing up women too.
Oh, especially women, because they easy to target.
Things like that. I remember they said that the director of the FBI, they was like, well, what about breaking up, you grabbing up, letting these ICE agents grab up these fathers and stuff like that, and these mothers? What do you think that's going to do to the families if you grabbing them up like that and separating? He said, well, we can just all grab them at the same time. Like, shit, we don't care about that. Shit, put them all in the van. You know what I'm saying? It's like now, you know, it's been some cases of them snatching up people who wasn't supposed to be snatched up.
Yeah.
You know, like, man, what are these people gonna get down on y'all, man?
Hey, that's what it's good to say. The government of a prudent man is well ordered. You let these people come in here, get some kind of status, they in the process of getting their citizenship, now you switch up on them.
Snatch it from them.
Now you put in the rug from under them. Now you got protests, people rioting. That's an example of a government not being well ordered. Because you can switch it up on the people the next day.
Mark our words, it's gonna get way worse than this.
Yep, and that's gonna be the result of a government not being well ordered.
You had a couple of weeks back, you had protests going on all throughout.
Nationwide.
Yeah.
Worldwide. Yep.
And just one incident yesterday, a protester pulled a pistol out and started firing at ICE. That's just one incident.
Now whose fault is that?
Right.
And that's the government's fault for not being well ordered.
Imagine what it's gonna be like, Lord willing, we still here. Imagine what's gonna happen 3 weeks from now, or a month from now, 2 months from now. know, when they're $100 billion budget, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be low. They ain't got to follow no laws. Like, shut up. You know, not passing no laws. I mean, they ain't got to abide by no laws. They faces covered. They ain't got to show you no identification. Hey man, some jakes ain't going for that though. We already know that.
So when they come after the so-called blacks,
They gonna have to body bag.
yeah, they gonna have to, like with Issachar, you can chase them down for weeks and days.
Yeah.
They kind of humble when they come over here.
Yeah.
But see, so-called, they're not gonna go for that so-called black.
They
When
gonna
Esau
put
make
a
his
fight.
move on us, always been going up for months now with Issachar. That's not gonna happen with the so-called blacks. Esau gonna make that move and be ready to finish
Yeah.
in a very short period of time. You can't give our people no room to breathe, ain't no room to strategize.
They gonna come down with that great rap.
Uh-huh.
Cause they know Jake, you ain't gonna be no trying, and then we're gonna try next week.
Yeah.
You better go and go for it, cause Jake, shit. Hey man, Jake you can't just tell Jake come with me.
Oh yeah.
So you might do it with the average scary Jake or something like that. You know what I'm saying? The Jake who loves Esau, but shit, roll up on me and tell me to come with you. Push your ass out. You know what I'm saying? Block for it. Like, for the most part, you roll up on me telling me to come with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending up prayers right there on the spot. You know what I'm saying?
I already prayed, Lord, give me spiritual powers to put them out. You know, not to stump, but to get away.
No, yeah, definitely not to stop. Because you asking y'all about some y'all try to protect you. You best believe, you know what I'm saying, some tests gonna come with that. Alright, you want the Lord to protect you. Protect you for what? Alright, if you want him to protect you, that means something gonna happen that's gonna be deemed for you to need his protection. You know, but if you ain't got that hedge of protection around about you and your family, hey man, you just gonna be another person forgot about here in Babylon the Great. You don't see no names going up on social media or these news outlets and stuff on who they got. They just take them and hey, it is what it is. What, 86 bodies floating in the ocean? You know what I'm saying? They say them planes just taking off with them people and coming right back.
And that's the result of a government not well ordered.
Right.
Because if America ain't had their borders open and all these opportunities, this car would have never came up here. But Esau sold them people a dream, the American dream, to bait them into coming over here, only to switch it up on them.
Right.
That $170 billion that ICE got, that could have went to American communities and neighborhoods. But see, America created a problem that they call immigration crisis. Now they got to fix the problem. Who do you think that $170 billion came from? It came from our tax dollars. We paid. So he took our money and paid for it for a problem that he created, which wasn't a problem until he changed the law.
Right.
That's the government not being well ordered. See, if they want to change the immigration laws, man, $170 billion could have went to us. You know, because you saw this wicked ruler, he want to spend it on us. But it's giving a quick example of how the right decisions being made could have benefited the people. Now you got Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps, Section 8 being cut. That's from a government not being well ordered. You was giving out all this money, now you decide that you don't want to give the people no money no more. But the people got accustomed to that. Now you want to take it away from them. Cause what? Homelessness, people gonna die to death, people gonna be getting unalived, women and children, some of you men taken advantage of in the street. People gonna ride and protest and destroy American property. And that's not the people's fault, that's the government's fault for not being well ordered. So all the hell that's breaking loose, it's not gonna be the people's fault. It's gonna be the government's fault. They caused all of this to happen. When we say government, you gotta say Esau, the white man, because you say government, that could be too broad for the people. It's the white man's fault.
See that old YN?
Oh yeah,
Bro, he got to be,
oh my yeah, bro.
he got to be 60 years old, man. Walking around like
On the corner like a YN.
my son, 18 years old. He don't even act like that.
Yeah.
Hey man, that comes from trusting in your government.
Yep.
Look how he got you out here.
Yep. Everybody losing their jobs. That's the government not well ordered. Because scriptures tell you that you need particular occupations and jobs for society to run. Now the things that make this country run, Esau want to defund them and do budget cuts.
I was growing up, they used to say, you could be whatever you want to be when you grow up.
They lied.
They lied about that.
Yeah.
They lied about that. Well, we ain't hear them say that no more.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't even say that no more.
That's why you got niggas, they go to college for art. What? They don't run a society. But that's why scriptures say, a wise judge would instruct his people. The government of a prudent man is well ordered. All the crises and the problems and issues that the American people have now and will have as things get worse, it's not going to be an issue in the kingdom of heaven. Homelessness, not going to be a thing. Unemployment, not going to be a thing. Crime, murder rate, drug abuse, drug dealers, that's not going to be a thing in the kingdom of heaven because our government is going to be well ordered. And the Lord is instructing us on that now. And see, we see the things that's happening now, it adds to our wisdom and to our experience. When the government operates in this manner or makes these kind of decisions, this is the result. Pretty much a loss of life, a loss of security, you know.
Stressed out.
Stressed out.
None of that happened.
In the stress of nations, and we see the result of bad decision making. But that's why I said Psalms 2 and 10, be wise, you judges, and be instructed, you kings of the earth.
Right.
So we see the result of bad decision making, and the Lord is giving us the instructions on good decision making and the results that come with that. That's why I said the government will be on your house side back, and it said a righteousness and peace to no end. And this government that the Lord is setting up, the people, they despise it. So we're going to get back to that.
Like scripture says, what the paraphrase, I said before you, blessing and cursing.
Oh, blessing and cursing, life and death.
Choose wisely.
Yup.
Thou and thy seed may live.
Yup. May prosper and live. The people living barely, they're not prospering though. But matter of fact, let's go to that instead. 30 and 15. Yeah, 30 and 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good and death and evil.
And that choice stands even to this day.
Right.
What has America picked? It picked death and evil. And then when you read this in the NLT, that's heavy. It says, I said between you life and death and prosperity and disaster.
Right.
Kingdom of heaven is going to be a prosperous kingdom full of prosperity. But America is a complete disaster.
Right.
America, there's a tragedy every day.
Straight confusion.
Yeah, a place with no order.
I saw this article this morning. It says every second, 100 and every so many seconds, 100 and some thousand people die killing you, man.
Yeah, a lot of the tragedies and death that happens here could have been easily prevented.
There was some order in this.
Yeah.
True order.
Yeah.
It is order. It's just order out of chaos.
Yep.
You better do
Organized
this.
chaos.
You're going to jail.
Yeah.
You can't grow food in your backyard or something like that. You can't
Collect rainwater. That's crazy.
It's crazy. You know, in the city that I live in, if you wanted to build on something for your house, you gotta go through them first.
Oh, I got that issue right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I told you, I'm gonna bring my charger back to the house. So I was gonna get the driveway expansion. Got Instacart that's ready to do it.
Yeah.
I just knew it was gonna be some BS, so I called the city. I'm like, yo, to expand my driveway to make it wider by this many feet, what do I need? Let me see. First, the people that's building it, they gotta submit an application.
Gotta have insurance.
With $100 fee. They need contractor's insurance.
Yep.
And then me, I gotta pay another fee, and it's I think they say 5 cents for every square foot. So I think it'll be 105 square feet. So 5 cents times 105 plus the application fee plus all kind of
Kind
BS,
of make
bro.
you just want to say never mind.
Yeah, and that's what it pretty much said to it. Never mind. I'm gonna move my car over there anyway when all hell starts to break loose.
Yeah.
It's what y'all gonna say then.
Right.
And then, you know, I'm like, what's the penalty if I just do it anyway? Pretty much I gotta pay all the same fees at double the price. I pretty much would have came out $300 on fees that I gotta pay to the city. If I do it anyway, it's gonna be $600 on top of what I gotta pay Instacart to do the work.
Labor and stuff.
Yeah, and it's my property, you know, and we added value to the community. Because now when we sell that house, now you got a house with a 2-car driveway. And then when you add to the house anyway, you add the property value.
Yeah, they gonna get a piece of it too.
Right, they gonna get, yeah. And they the ones they gonna benefit the most from. See, this whole place is a scam.
It's a scam, man. You better not come over here to Babylon the Great tonight. You gonna live the American dream. It's a damn nightmare over here.
What the NLT say, prosperity or disaster is set before the people. And when you don't choose the laws and commandments of the Bible, your life is going to be a complete wreck. It's going to be a complete disaster. And that's what's happening with America. You know, with the people. We're going to change direction. The second half of the lesson we get next time, but let's get that Ecclesiastes 7:7. Then we're going to finish off with the first precept. I think 2 Peter 2:10. We end it off there.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Oppression maketh a wise man mad. What's oppression? That's the government making bad decisions, not being for the people. That's the government not being well ordered. Because the government's supposed to be for the people. The scriptures say, let me see if I can find that real quick.
That's oppression right there. He oppressed.
Yeah, bro.
About 60 years old, walking around, walking around with a Bluetooth speaker, listening to NBA YoungBoy. You know, that's crazy, man. See, he kind of looked over at us. He had a little shame on his face, like,
Oh,
damn,
yeah.
look what I'm doing and look what they doing. Hey, it still ain't too late for him. We still out here.
And this is Proverbs 12, verse 10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. So a wise judge, a wise ruler is going to have care for those under him, for the people that he's ruling over, for his servants, and even for the wildlife. Because you as a king and as a ruler, your servants, the people under you, your beasts, your cattle, they work for you. And the better and more efficient they can work, the more prosperous and fruitful your kingdom will be. But see, Esau, he don't regard his beasts. He don't care for the wildlife. He don't care for the servants that he's ruling over. That's why this place is a complete disaster.
All these creatures are beneath him.
Yeah.
You know, and Esau don't even know he's a creature too.
Yeah.
He's a creature with authority.
Yep. I go wrong is pretty much created for destruction. Yeah, let's get that last one back in, matter of fact. Yeah, let's go back to that 2 Peter 2:10. I think they get it all in really quick.
All right, this is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 10. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness and despise government.
They despise government, they despise order.
Presumptuous are they, self-willed, they are not afraid to speak evil of dignity.
So they speak out against the very same government that the Lord is ordering and establishing here in the earth. And this word despise, it says to think little or nothing of. Our people think very little of what we're doing.
Yes, they do. Very little of what we're doing.
Our scripture said through the foolishness of preaching, they think of this as nothing.
And before you go on, you know, not to make it about myself, but you know, when I first came into the truth with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, my wife just didn't understand. And on Saturdays, that was the day that she felt like I was wasting a whole day. Like Monday, Sunday through Friday, it's all good. I'm a human being for her. But Saturday, she just felt like, oh, see you later on. You know, just go out there and waste a whole day. You know, go out of your house by semi outside. You know, and he done jacked that. Honestly, he done jacked up. You know, throughout this time period, and she don't sing the same song she used to sing. Go out of your house by semi outside for that. She got a lot more respect on what's being done right now.
You know, for a while, the spirit to jump on my woman. Something happened, a major disagreement. She like, you know, really be bugging and trying to get under my skin before camp.
Oh yeah.
And it happened to a lot of brothers, you know.
I think that happened to all.
Yeah. You know, cars start effing up. We're working all good, but you know, now you got to meet up and pick up brothers. All kind of stuff started going wrong. But again, they despise government. Other words for despise, to hate. It says not to be able to bear, to stand, or to stomach. Find intolerable. Like the brother say, just don't sit right with the people. It's intolerable to them. They don't like order. That's why it says they despise government. And people say they want to die and go to heaven. The Lord trying to create a heaven here in the earth, and you despise it.
Right. He's giving you an opportunity to not have to die death by pain.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we're gonna end off with.
Right.
And then here it says to look down on, to sneer at, to mock, to shun. Yeah. So that's what it means. They despise government. They think of this, you know, as meaningless, as vanity. Now let's get that Luke 2:16 real quick.
This is the book of Luke chapter 10 and verse 16. He that heareth you heareth me, and he that despiseth you despiseth me, and he that despiseth me despiseth him that sent me.
Yeah, so again, why does it say you that, why does the Lord say they that hear you hear me? What the Lord told us to do. Lift up our voice like a trumpet, cry aloud, spare not, show the house of Jacob their sins, you know, warn the people. You know, give the people warning from me. What the Lord say, if they despise you, they say you despise him. And ultimately, you despise the Heavenly Father. And
no, I'm just gonna say, you know, you despise enough, that don't hurt us. We don't lose no sleep at night.
oh no.
Despising the one that sent us, just cause you not to wake up out your sleep.
Because you be not gotta wait. Yeah, the Lord, like the brother said, the Lord can cause you not to wake up the next day. When we started off, you know how to reserve the unjust to the day of punishment. The Lord might just keep you around for that naked fire. I'm gonna get this in the NLT real quick. You get the next one after that, Luke. It says, anyone who accepts your message is accepting me. Why? Because it's not our message. And anyone who rejects you is rejecting me. And anyone who rejects me is rejecting God who sent me. So we were all sick. The scriptures say, how can they preach except they be sent? We didn't send ourselves. We didn't wake up. We want to preach the gospel.
Right. A person like me, I couldn't orchestrate this.
Yeah,
I couldn't put this together. There ain't no way. Even right now, this ain't me.
How can this well ordered? When you look bigger picture.
Right.
Because, you know, they look at it, all them guys that's downtown. They're not just downtown in your city.
Right.
They're downtown all over. And then it's pretty worldwide. Right. You got brothers all out there in London and the UK.
You got some brothers who out there on the highway, and they ain't recording.
Oh, right.
They just make it.
Yep. No, that top part hold real good, so I keep an eye on it. Yeah, let's go to yeah, people despise nothing. Again, it ain't us to despise, it's the order that the Lord is establishing in the earth for your benefit. And that's human nature. They don't like what's good for them. That's the nature of human nature.
First Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 8. Therefore, anyone who refuses to live by these rules is not disobeying human teaching, but is rejecting the outside power, which is the Holy Spirit to you.
So yeah, when you refuse to live by the same words that we read, that you say we twisting up, right? You say we misinterpreted, you're rejecting the Most High. The scriptures are so straightforward. You know, it's so clear from the opposite. The Lord commanded you straightforward. The Lord said, "Hey, should not like man." We're not twisting that up. He said a woman should not wear that which pertains to a man. She should have her head covered. That's straightforward. We're not twisting it up. It's not us to despise. Yeah, bring it closer.
So you're not hurting us at all.
Yeah, 'cause, hey, we don't care.
At all.
But the people who scoff and despise order, they gonna care pretty soon that they don't care now.
It's all on you, baby.
You too.
Right.
That's the computer. 2:10 again. And after that, we're gonna jump down to verse 12 and try to get these words.
All right, this is back in 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 10. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust, uncleanness, and despise government, presumption are they. Self-willed, they are not afraid to speak evil of dignity. Verse 12.
Oh, let me read these words real quick. So when it says the people despise government, they self-will. When I look up this word self-will, pretty straightforward. But it says doing what one wants in spite of wishes or orders from others. So people want to do what they want instead of what the Lord has ordered them to do. It also says stubborn, uncooperative, stiff-necked. The Lord said this is a stiff-necked people. And then self-pleasing pretty much always pleasing to you and not pleasing to the Heavenly Father. Let's get that verse 12.
Right? 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 12. But these as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed, speak
Lord said the people that despise government, that despise the order that the Lord is establishing in the earth, the Lord said they're like natural beasts. In the NLT, it says they are like unthinking animals. It says what? To be taken and destroyed. Because, for example, when it goes on to say they speak evil, the things they understand not. And this is the opportunity to repentance. And this is the kingdom of heaven being established. And they speak evil against this. They don't know who they speak against. They don't know what they speak against. That's like you catch a wild animal, let's say it's caught up in a fence. You try to help it, it starts growling at you. Like, I'm trying to help you. That's why the Lord said, like natural brute beasts must be taken and destroyed. They speak evil the things they understand not. So you speaking evil with this, you like a dog that's caught up in some wiring. You try to untangle you, and you bark at us. That's what you say, they're gonna perish in their own corruption. So what? You're gonna die with that mentality that you have toward the ministry. They despise anything that's of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. And what the scriptures say, they speak evil with dignities.
And they despise us not only on these highways and hedges, but they don't despise in the new outfit for Easter Sunday.
Yeah. If you despise this, it's because you believe it and you like something else.
Unthinking animals.
Yep. So the Lord said they despise you. They understood not what this opportunity is about.
Verse 12. The same must know it after death by pain.
Hey, there you go. That's my people gonna understand. So they gotta die like a wild animal that's caught up in a trap. We tried to help them. We tried to free them. We tried to rescue them. But they spoke evil with this. That's like them barking at us. That's what you do when you start. They show your hatred for the ministry. You show your hatred for the Lord. Hey, now you gotta die. But the Lord know how to reserve the unjust to the day of judgment for punishment. So those of our people that despise government, whether they voice it publicly on the internet or within their own thoughts, the Lord got a day of punishment for you.